Episode 56, UG May 30th, 2024. Beloit, Wisconsin would like EPA regulatory PM2.5 monitors in 2025. In episode 56, UG May 30th, 2024. Beloit, Wisconsin would like EPA regulatory PM2.5 monitors in 2025. 1. PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor data is correlated to EPA regulatory PM2.5 monitor data on U.S. EPA maps of smoke and fire. 2. Wisconsin, Beloit. This article is about a meeting between the Wisconsin statewide PM2.5 regulatory agency and citizens concerned about PM2.5 pollution from two cities in Wisconsin, Beloit in the south and Superior in the north, which want EPA regulatory monitors placed in their Wisconsin cities. 3. About the AirNow Regulatory Monitor alongside PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor sensor data, combined data on the fire and smoke map. 4. Headlines. 1. PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor data is correlated to EPA regulatory PM2.5 monitor data on U.S. EPA maps of smoke and fire. https://www.youtube.com/embed/G7scenezDKWalk. And start equals 1641 PurpleAir data of 65.2, 5 micrograms per cubic meter is correlated to EPA regulatory monitors as 35 micrograms per cubic meter. PurpleAir data of 15.2, 5 micrograms per cubic meter is correlated to EPA regulatory monitors as 9 micrograms per cubic meter. From a 2021 Wisconsin Department of Environmental Resources slideshow, pictured here. Mathematical correlation of PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor data to AirNow Regulatory PM2.5 monitor data with this equation nationwide. PA equals PurpleAir. RH equals relative humidity. https://www.weather-atlas.com/and/wisconsin-usa/madison-weather-april #Google_vignette average relative humidity. In Madison, Wisconsin average relative humidity in January 88%, in February 88%, in March 80%, in April 77%, in May 80%, in June 83%, in July 83%, in August 82%, in September 81%, in October 77%, in November 78%, in December 84%. So the average relative humidity year-round in Madison, Wisconsin is 81.75%. The equation is PurpleAir PM2.5 data placed on AirNow map of smoke and fire equals PAX 0.52, 0.086 plus 5.75 if there was a 65.25 micrograms per cubic meter reading of PM2.5 on a PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor located in Madison, Wisconsin in May 2024. The equation could be equals PAX 0.52, 0.086 plus 5.75, 65.25 by 0.52, 0.086 by 80, plus 5.75, so 33.93, 6.88, plus 5.75 equals 27.13 or 33.93, plus 1.13 is equal to 35.06 micrograms per cubic meter, which is the United States Environmental Protection Agency National Ambient Air Quality, US EPA and AAQS, or US EPA NOx, safe, PM2.5 limit in an average 24-hour period. If there was a 15.25 micrograms per cubic meter reading of PM2.5 on a PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor located in Madison, Wisconsin in May 2024, the equation could be equals PAX 0.52, 0.086 plus 5.75, 15.25 by 0.52, 0.086 by 80, plus 5.75, so 7.93, 6.88, plus 5.75 equals 9.06 or 7.93, plus 1.13 is equal to 9.06 micrograms per cubic meter, which is United States Environmental Protection Agency National Ambient Air Quality, US EPA and AAQS, or US EPA NOx, safe, PM2.5 limit average annually. This map shows that the nearest EPA regulatory monitor to Beloit is in Rockford, Illinois. 2. Wisconsin, Beloit. This article is about a meeting between the Wisconsin statewide PM2.5 regulatory agency and citizens concerned about PM2.5 pollution from two cities in Wisconsin, Beloit in the south and Superior in the north, which want EPA regulatory monitors placed in their Wisconsin cities. The Wisconsin Regulatory Agency, the Department of Natural Resources, DNR, already plans to place new PM2.5 monitors in Jackson and Monroe counties by January 2025. The concern groups mentioned in this article below are 1. Healthy Climate Wisconsin's Beloit chapter, 2. The Stateline Clean Air Coalition, at the state line of Wisconsin and Illinois where Beloit is located. 3. The League of Women Voters in Beloit, Wisconsin. 4. The City of Superior, Wisconsin. 5. The Ho-Chunk Nation in Wisconsin. 6. The Department of Natural Resources, DNR, in Wisconsin. 7. The United States Environmental Protection Agency. 8. Jackson County, Wisconsin. And 9. Monroe County, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, Beloit. Beloit residents, environmental groups want state to monitor city for harmful soot pollution. Wisconsin Public Radio, WPR. Environmental groups and residents in Beloit want the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to install an air monitor in the city to measure harmful soot. RAWSEP inserts PM2.5 here, pollution. The request comes as the state is updating its annual plan for the DNR's network of air monitors. From the article, Beloit residents, environmental groups want state to monitor city for harmful soot pollution. Wisconsin DNR says it seldom adds or removes air monitors statewide. Excerpts edited by RAWSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. May 30th, 2024. Environmental groups and residents in Beloit want the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to install an air monitor in the city to measure harmful soot pollution. The request comes as the state is updating its annual plan for the DNR's network of air monitors. State and local agencies submit plans each year to the Environmental Protection Agency to show whether they're meeting federal air monitoring requirements. In 1970, the Clean Air Act set standards for 6 pollutants that can pose risks to human health, including particulate matter. A Beloit resident who is also a member of the recently formed Stateline Clean Air Coalition asked the DNR to change its plan to include installation of an EPA air monitor for particulate matter 2.5, or fine particle pollution, in the city of Beloit. The particles can stem from wildfires, smokestacks, and RAWSEP inserts indoor residential wood burning and construction sites. The particles are about 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. RAWSEP inserts. The Clean Air Coordinator with Healthy Climate Wisconsin and a former Beloit City Council member mounted a PurpleAir sensor at Nature at the Confluence, an outdoor education center in South Beloit, Illinois, in May 2023. In February, the EPA announced a stronger air quality standard that lowered the acceptable limit for annual levels of fine particle pollution from 12 micrograms per cubic meter to 9 micrograms per cubic meter, but the U.S. EPA kept the safe PM2.5 limit in a 24-hour period at 35 micrograms per cubic meter. Last year, Beloit had an PM2.5 annual average level of 14.8 micrograms per cubic meter. PM2.5 pose health problems because they can become embedded deep in the lungs, worsen asthma, and even lead to premature death. As part of Beloit's project, volunteers used PurpleAir monitors on loan from the EPA to measure pollution at 6 sites within the city. The project ran from fall 2022 to spring 2023. Findings show pollution in Beloit was 2 to 3 times higher than what's deemed safe by the World Health Organization. A recent report by IQ Air, a Swiss tech company, found Beloit was the most polluted regional city in the nation last year. The secretary of the League of Women Voters in Beloit said she believes the findings are due to a lack of air monitoring elsewhere. Wisconsin Eco Latino supports installation of a PM2.5 monitor in Beloit. Latino residents make up 21% of Beloit's population. U.S. Census data shows 13% of Beloit's population are Black or African American. A child living across the street from the Clean Air Coordinator of Healthy Climate Wisconsin was recently diagnosed with asthma, and the Clean Air Coordinator's daughter is displaying similar asthma symptoms, a type of respiratory condition that is likely preventable if the air is cleaned up. The DNR's Air Monitoring Section Manager said the DNR places air monitors across the state to cover the most populated areas due to funding constraints. The amount of emissions and weather areas are violating air quality standards also plays a role in where monitors are installed. She said the EPA provides funding for air monitoring. Most of the state's monitors have been in place for the last 20 years, and the DNR doesn't often add or remove them. Beloit wasn't the only city to inquire about air monitoring on Wednesday. A Douglas County board member also expressed concern about a lack of air monitoring in Superior. The DNR said the agency used to measure particle pollution in Superior, but the agency currently lacks funding to support monitoring in the area. The DNR and tribal partners run 36 PM2.5 monitoring sites throughout the state of Wisconsin. Currently, there are 16 sites across Wisconsin measuring PM2.5 pollution. PM2.5 monitors in Milwaukee and Waukesha currently exceed the EPA's updated standard based on a 3-year average of levels each year. As part of changes to the state's plan, the agency is proposing to work with the Ho-Chunk Nation to partner on adding 2 sites that would monitor fine particle pollution in Jackson and Monroe counties beginning in January of 2025. The DNR must submit its 2025 plan to the EPA by July 1, 2024. 3. About the AirNow Regulatory Monitor alongside PurpleAir PM2.5 monitor sensor data, combined data on the fire and smoke map. The map shows information on particle pollution, fires, and smoke plumes. Particle pollution data. Particle pollution, also called fine particulate matter or PM2.5, is the main type of pollution in smoke. The map shows particle pollution data from established air quality monitors, permanent monitor icon operated by air quality agencies, temporary monitors, temporary monitor icon deployed by agencies for smoke events, and low-cost sensors, sensor icon made by PurpleAir. These sensors are owned by individuals, organizations, and agencies. Note: sensors sometimes report over or underestimates of the actual amount of particle pollution in the air. Before sensor data appears on the map, we apply an EPA scientific correction equation so you can compare sensor data to data from permanent monitors. Learn more about our data processing steps here. 3. Headlines. United States. Researchers make disturbing air pollution discovery in small rural town. Everyone. To cool down, a recent U.S. study discovered that indoor wood burning increased the risk of lung cancer in women by 43%. Why is wood and coal smoke harmful? Smoke from sources like wood, and a recent U.S. study discovered that indoor wood burning increased the risk of. United States. How air quality affects asthma, and what to do about it. Times smoke from burning wood were pumped into the room. The volunteers had been carefully selected to avoid any severe reactions. California. Redding. Firefighters respond to vegetation fire that spread to garage in Redding. Action News. Now Cal Fire said crews were dispatched around 8:20 a.m., and when the first unit arrived on the scene, they reported a burning wood pile behind the home. Pennsylvania. Philadelphia. Study finds air purifiers significantly improve air quality at Philly daycares. YPM 2.5, as well as improving indoor air quality, IQ, levels, particularly when run at high speeds. United Kingdom. Scotland. Wood-burning stove ban. What do the rules mean for you? The Times' outrage and confusion greeted the news that wood-burning stoves had been banned in new-build homes in Scotland in April. Scottish government to review inflexible wood-burning stove regulations. Scottish legal news. The Scottish government is to review a law that effectively bans wood-burning stoves in new-build homes after ministers admitted the regulations. United Kingdom, Scotland, RAWSEP view. The National Health Service, NHS, of Scotland has long waiting lists for health services. NHS Scotland waiting lists hit record high. BBC: have wood-burning stoves been banned in Scotland? May 30th, 2024. Scotland is Scottish government to review wood-burning stove restrictions. Israel, Rafah. A family fled Rafah as the war closed in. Now, they're living in a bombed-out school. Little Rock Public Radio. Lonsdorf: there's no gas, she explains, so we have to build a fire. This makeshift kitchen is outside, and wood smoke blackens the concrete brick. China. Ambient PM 2.5, household environment and preterm birth. A birth cohort study in Shandong, China. ScienceDirect.com. The associations between fine particulate matter with an aerodynamic diameter of 2.5 micrometers or less, PM2.5, and risk of preterm birth, PTB, India. Air pollution mitigation cannot succeed without taking rural India into account. India spend experts believe NCAP still has a long way to go. For example, in 2023, Delhi recorded the highest PM2.5 levels of 102 μg/m superscript 3, an increase of 2.5%, PM2.5 in carbon reduction technologies. Analysis of the synergistic benefits of typical technologies for pollution reduction and carbon nature. The total emissions of PM2.5 were 406.2 kt, PM2.5 and extreme temperature events. Associations between short-term exposure to air pollution, extreme temperature events and ScienceDirect.com abbreviations, PM2.5, fine particulate matter, air pollution.